Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today is March 18th. Welcome to The Source. Today we have Dakota Kaiser. He's brought us another new show. It is called Collective Wealth Stewardship. We're very excited to have him and have this new show. In attendance here today, we have Misty Fredericks of the Diamonds Network, which is a global broadcast network as well. So without further ado, Dakota Kaiser Fuller, go for it.
Thank you, Doran. So first thing I wanted to talk about today is that what wealth is. And to me, wealth includes all measurable forms of value. So expanding on that, the kind of wealth we're all used to is fiat currency, USD, pounds, whatever. We've expanded on that with cryptocurrency. So now there are all these digital currencies that have a real measurable value in this world. There are also stocks. And then there are other kinds of value we're a little less used to talking about. Land is one of the first ones of those. Media reach, the ability to engage and reach out to this human world is very valuable. I also believe that our time, our skills, our knowledge sets are all forms of wealth that we all have access to. So in this new paradigm movement, I have found that a lot of us are lacking access to wealth. We're lacking access to abundance. We are lacking access to what we really want to have to create what we want to create. So how do we change this? Because all of the things that we need are here. They're available on the planet. All of the resources, all of the money, all of the knowledge, all of the time is already here. It's just not within our reach. It happens to be in the reach of a small amount of people that steward most of all of the things we have on this planet Earth. And the reason that is so is because old paradigm models are built like pyramids, and most of the wealth rises to the top. As the Awakening Sovereignty Collective, we are embodying new models of collective wealth stewardship that redistribute that wealth into more of a circle or a sphere. The sphere has a center, but it's a lot more inclusive than the pyramid model. A major difference in this model is that the center of the sphere of collective wealth stewardship takes in input from every other part of the sphere, whereas the top of a pyramid doesn't take in input from the lower tiers. Pyramid model, the top just commands the rest of the pyramid, and the rest of the pyramid says, all right, I'll do that. And in the sphere model, the center just really takes in data and the understanding of every other part of the sphere and makes choices based on all of that input. So expanding on that, this social model for collective wealth stewardship is called a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization where the decision-making processes are collective. There's no centralized leadership. There's no centralized roles that make the decisions. There's no directors. There are directing collectives, but there are groups of people that interchange roles with whoever's making what decisions that have to do with the macro level, large scale wealth distribution. So talking about that a little more and how it's really relevant to all of us here. I found in this new paradigm movement that there are a small handful of very wealthy million and billionaires who have woken up. They've realized that they share the same intentions with the rest of us in this new paradigm movement, and they want to share their resources with us. However, there currently does not exist a widely accepted model for these millionaires and billionaires to distribute their income in a way that makes sense with the rest of us. So there are models where these millionaires and billionaires can just give out all their money and lose it and no longer control it and just send it away And most of them don't want that. They worked their whole lives and or inherited this money from their families who also worked their whole lives. They don't want to just give their wealth away. They want to share it. So the traditional nonprofit model doesn't work. It doesn't serve these people, so they're not playing. Now, likewise, the other available model of capitalism doesn't really serve us. A lot of these millionaires and billionaires, most of them have their own businesses, and you can work in them. You could work for $12 an hour for these guys. But that's not what we want either. So this collective wealth stewardship model that is run by Tao principles is the middle way. It allows us to partner with these millionaires and billionaires and receive that money in a way that they still retain an element of control in it, but they are also releasing some of their control to the greater organization. And where are we at implementing this? Basically, the millionaires want to see us, the little people, start using the system before they give their money to it. As the ASC, we have received tens of millions of dollars in land and infrastructure that has been freely given to us. However, these millionaires don't want to give us the rest of their money because they don't trust us yet, because they haven't seen what we do with a smaller amount of it. So the way we build up to that smaller amount is we micro scale, collectively pool our own resources together. And an example of that is our ASC Patreon, which is about to go public in the next 3 days. So I'd just like to show this to you for a second. I'm sure we're all familiar with crowdfunding. For those that aren't familiar with Patreon specifically, it's a monthly crowdfund. So when you contribute to this, it hits every month. So right now, from just inside of the core council of the ASC, 25 of us have signed up. We're pitching in $205 a month. It's actually like $230, but Patreon and PayPal take their cut.
Like we have a little bit of a technical.
That for quite some time, and it's working so well. We keep getting more land. Like every year, more people are like, wow, you guys did such a good job with all that land you have. Here's some more. This year we received actually 3,000 acres, and next year and even later in this year, I intend to see that we receive more. So in that same way, stewarding our money will create a spiral effect where the more money we get into these pools, the more money we'll attract. And the other two forms of wealth that we have been collectively stewarding are media reach, which, by the way, our audience, when our posts go viral, reach hundreds of thousands of people, and our time. So we've had over 100 people come in and out of the ASC time sharing system and give their dedicated time and energy for weeks or months at a time. By my accounting, we have accomplished over $500,000 worth of stuff over these last 3 years. And we've done it all for free. No one really got paid in cash for this. We all just chose to give what we have and receive shares in the DAO for it. So this $500,000 of value took place in the form of software development, video development, media development, land development, gardens, food forests, community events. We did a lot of stuff. And we also monetized some of that value to make a little over $100,000 that went right back into the development of our communities and software systems. So it's working. It's working really well on a small micro level, around 100 people sharing their time, their energy, their money, and their land this way. I would really like to see this scale. I would love to facilitate other groups having their own dedicated pools with their own dedicated purpose. So the purpose of the ASC Wealth Stewardship pools are to unconditionally provide for the basic rights of humankind. We believe those basic rights include unlimited and unconditional access to housing, free education, energy, food, water, and basic technology. Since we can't really provide these things to the rest of the world, we are focusing primarily on providing for our members. And I'm here to facilitate other groups with similar purposes having their own wealth stewardship pools. And something we haven't modeled successfully yet, but that we have blueprints for, is how to combine different kinds of wealth stewardship pools together to form larger pools that have more abilities, more money, more assets. And that's what I'm all about. I think it's a pretty short and sweet intro. Do you guys have any questions? This might be a pretty short meeting today because I don't really know how much more details I have about this.
Dakota.
What was that?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Here. Hi. You remember me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
So I would like to say I made a video for you because I have really hard access the meetings.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to send it to you so I can express myself, but I could not upload it. So I saw, well, that's fine. So that failed. But today I seen this link, and I knew you're gonna be talking what you're just talking about.
Yeah.
I would like to express that the Doron quite motivated me when I attend one talk there. And to you also, Doron, I would like to say I'm full on now. So I would like to create collective here.
Cool.
And I talk already to some people, and we're gonna have first meeting on Wednesday.
Sweet.
I think I all time had the feeling I do not understand it yet, but I think I, of course, don't understand it all, but I think I understand the point. In a way, I began to express it further.
Cool.
Some people have hard to grasp it, some instantly.
Yeah.
So today I get in touch with a guy. He was very young, younger than you, but I see this is something similar, yo. That's the new kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they created already some association. They call it Akasha Network or something like that. And I told him about you. And I told him I would like to create interconnected collective here in Spain. So it's becoming.
Cool. Beautiful.
I think what we can offer kind of to you, because you're looking for content, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So where I live, we can provide plenty of content if we come together. The thing is, we didn't really came together yet, like in a way that it would be really working.
Yes.
And I really feel the need, it needs a change. And many people want the change, but it didn't become yet. Still people are hungry or have harder to, go to events because they just cannot afford it.
Right.
It's time between them. It's like with us, sometimes we have, sometimes not.
Right.
But I feel it can be here. I think the vibration from you from there just reach me over the seas.
Sweet.
And I think we here in Alpujarras, at least quite loads of us, it's ready to take a step.
Yes, I feel it too.
Yeah. Only with us, it's a bit different. We don't nobody here really owns a big piece of land. Like I seen all the communities you have. Here we are kind of community. Like people are renting house, or they own little piece of land and they let others with vans live there. Or we, for example, living on a friend's land in a yurt. Some people live just in a town. There are several communities. I think a 4 on 5 where people then own already the land. I don't know if they would like to give it. That's a bit obstacle because everybody is on surviving mode. It's kind of, we are still attached, It's not the unconditional love and unconditional
Can I
sharing.
talk about that for a second?
Please.
So part of the wealth stewardship is that if say you find a landowner who like feels aligned, right, and who has land, they don't have to give their land away. They just move it into a international trust that they also own, but then you guys also own it too. And then what you do is instead of asking that person for just for their land, you say, hey, let's partner up. I'm going to make your land a better place by being on it, by growing on it, by building on it. You're going to benefit. I'm going to benefit. We're all going to benefit. And that's how we've managed to get so much land ourselves, is we don't ask for a handout. We say, hey, you landowner over there, do you want like a super cool food forest and like a bunch of really cool people on your property and fun events and really cool structures and art? And they're like, yeah, I want that. And then blam, we make an agreement.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about. It's less about handouts and it's all about hand ups. Find people with like-minded intentions and share what you have to offer. Everyone's got time. Some people have land, some people have money. The people with the land want more people with money and with time. The people with money want more people with land and time. So it's just like, how do we find each other and then make new agreements with one another that instead of being top down, are side to side. Like we're all even.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you own the land doesn't mean that you're better than me, but it does mean that you own the land. So let's share it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think it can lead there because here it's still lots of empty spaces. It's owned by the Spanish people. I'm living in Spain, but it's lots of, there are people here, there is more like 70 nationalities.
Mm-hmm.
So here are people literally from all over the world. They are attracted here. It's
Cool.
so much artists. There is lots of permaculture. There is lots of spirituality, which I sometimes allergic to it. I'm also spiritual, but in a way I'm making my spirit free, overcoming obstacles and connecting with the source. It's sometimes, sometimes, for example, if I go to satsang and put the questions, what about refugees? Sometimes I get answer like it doesn't exist if you are in 4 dimension. So for me, this is a crap.
Yeah. I call that light and fluffy. Yeah, a lot of the paradigm movement is kind of in a little bit of denial about what's actually happening, and that's okay.
Yeah.
They'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
So
it's like it's really rich here. It's all possible minds.
Yes,
Yeah. So I start with I create a Slack.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it, as Doron then recommend to me, and I call it Alpujarras Uniting and Rising.
Cool.
And I as a first step, I think I reach out to people who have like own groups. Yeah. And those are the first people who come to the meeting. And then from there, we will somehow work it out.
Yeah, and I can facilitate that as well. Couple of things, just like some basic structure. Usually like a website with your mission statement and then some action points is a good start. But we actually have a whole suite of services we call our digital sovereign nation support services, or you could just call them online community services. But we'll talk about that later. There's like a whole suite of things we can give you guys to help you organize and have more structure and communicate effectively. And figure out from all of your intentions, how do you take the next action steps for all of you to get what you really want? And we've got a whole bunch of stuff to facilitate that for you. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
Because I feel I need a help, but I also just need to act. So right. I realize if I start to act, I will get the help.
That's right. Exactly. Cool. Well, thank you for being brave and doing what you know is right and really moving forward to embody this totally revolutionary way of being.
Thank you. And thank you for initiating it, because I think this is what was missing. I think we found the system that can work. You found it, and I found it through you.
Exactly.
Yeah. We can take the Vatican over. I like that.
Yeah, the greatest part about this system is that it's not limited in its ability to change and evolve. I think that is profoundly powerful. Cool. Any other questions?
So for people that are tuning in, how can they get involved with the ASC, the Awakening Sovereignty Collective, and if they have anything, whether they personally want to be involved, whether their organization wants to be involved in the collective, whether they have land, resources, yeah.
There's like a million ways to play. Just go to like asc.ai for the homepage, or asc.ai/Patreon to like go through our Patreon. I'd say first thing, learn more, watch the videos on our Patreon. That kind of gives you a good summary. We also have multiple online academies that are free, and you can go through to get a much stronger idea. But then you can also send us an email at awakeningsovereigntycollective@gmail.com. We are here and ready to receive anything you'd like to offer, as well as facilitate larger scale collective groups who want to do really cool things. So we have our whole suite of software and social, economic, and legal systems that we have to share with everyone. And just hit us up. Go to asc.ai/team chat if you want to connect to us directly via our chatting interface. And those are the ways to play right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else, Misha, Misty? Any last statements before we close out the show for the day?
I maybe would just say that I would like to talk with you, Dakota, maybe before it's the meeting, so I can get a little bit prepared. And but otherwise, no. Basically, I more came for to watch.
Cool. Yeah, we can schedule a meeting, Misha, sometime in the next 2 days.
Okay.
Cool.
Super.
Yeah. All right.
And Misty?
Oh, great. I missed half of it. So if you have a way to send me a copy of it, that would be great so I can get caught up. Oh, what I missed. Yep. But yeah, I look forward to being connected with you, but all of you.
Okay, yeah.
We will upload the show for sure. So thank you to everyone for showing up. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. This has been The Source. This has been Collective Wealth Stewardship, brought to you by the ASC and Dakota Kaiser, Dakota Fuller. Thank you all. Love you all.
Yeah.
Blessings. Peace.